India, it's a very interesting thing. The top one for slide movement. The top one. Okay. So you all know we are talking about Lord Ganesha, and it's still showing good morning because it is still morning in India. He goes anyway. A day for most of the Indians, it is predominantly Hindus, Jains, Sikh, Buddhists. It starts with prayer to Lord Ganesha. He is the remover of obstacles and like that. So we feel very honored that he is with us. And Ganesha, the most loved and revered God and remover of obstacles. So, you know, the Ganesha, the image has come from the elephants. So he is a very dear God. Like there are some gods, you know, in Hinduism we have 33 crore gods, not one or two. But he is one God we love. Everybody loves him. So, you know, it is not for nothing. Because these, many of his behavior that we speculate come from the wise and lovely behavior of the elephants. So elephants in India through the ages, if we try to go back, we can go up to 10,000 years or even more. So when this topic was given to me, I am an elephant surgeon, mostly going after the, you know, wild elephants or elephants requiring surgery. I administer anesthesia, perform surgeries and all that. But, you know, almost 40 years I am with elephants, and I have seen many facets of their life. And let me recall, when I was born, I was a young child. In our own house, there was an elephant, Lakshmi. So I grew with her. At the age of 7, 8 years, I learned how to be mahout of an elephant. So she died prematurely, and this was one of the reasons that prompted me to study veterinary, that it will give me a chance to serve these noble animals. Anyway, so the Vedic age, you know, there are 4 Vedas. Like initially they were not in written form. People of the Brahmins of those areas, they were very intelligent. They could remember all the verses of Veda. There are 4 Vedas. So in that era, like it's a long time, it is not just 1,000 years or 2,000 years. In that era, the elephants were considered to be divine. And then came the epic age. You all know the Ramayana and Mahabharata. So the influence of these great epics are there all over the Indian subcontinent and Southeast Asia. Then we have the lot of civilizations, but in Indus Valley civilization, there is a river called Sindhu. So along the bank of the Sindhu river, some civilization flourished a long time back. So maybe around 5,000 to 6,000 years back. So at that civilization also, there are a lot of mentions about elephant, cave drawing and all that. I will come. Post-Indus Valley civilization, then period of royalties, there were many kings and princes. So how the elephants were treated at that age. Then the British annexation of India, and it was that period, the lure of the natural wealth of India that the rulers, the alien rulers, they used the elephants for exploitation of the natural resources, and they made the elephants beasts of burden. Then afterwards, the local feudal lords, they started using elephants for hunting and logging, that continuation of the British legacy. And post-independence, because India got her independence from British in 1947, and even after that, the logging, use of elephants in logging or various physical works continued. And till 1996, what happened in 96, I will come. The Honorable Supreme Court of India has banned all commercial logging. So that has changed again the role of elephants. So along this period, which may be spanning about 10,000 years, the role of elephant was there with the society, of course, a different role. So, and by the way, today is the birthday of Lord Krishna. So with a prayer to him, Vishnu, Lord Vishnu is the main deity, and he has 10 forms. So Lord Buddha is the ninth form of Lord Vishnu. So first was the matcha, that is fish. Second is kurma, that is the tortoise. The planet was actually sinking because of apocalypse. And that time, the mythology, this is of course a mythology, but it says that 4 elephants stood on the back of that kurma, that is the turtle, and saved the earth from getting sink. So elephant histories are there from that time. Already my previous speakers have spoken about this, the distribution of elephants. And out of this, when you see this list, India tops the list with almost 30,000 wild as well as 3,000 plus domestic elephants. So India is still the most important country if you talk about the future of this species, Asian elephant. So I will not go in detail. And elephants, Madam also has said very nicely, I like that lecture so much. Elephant actually represent loyalty, power, wisdom, and fertility. So every household in India still they have a Ganesh deity. Every morning they start with a prayer, and the India government has also declared elephants as the heritage animal of India. So ma'am also spoke about Indra, the king of Devas. So he was riding a white elephant. Do you know the name of that elephant? His name was Airavat. And from where this name comes? It comes from Iravati, the river of Myanmar. So relations are like that. No, in ancient past, these were all one area. So culture kept changing. So it was said that the Airavat, the white elephant, which was captured from that area, maybe Myanmar. And so another thing that while studying I found, he said to have 6 tasks. Now having 6 tasks, if I scientifically study, it is possible because these are incisors only, modified incisors. And there are 6 incisors. So 3 on the other side, 3 on the other side. So then, but this is of course mythological. There is Airavat with Chadanta. Chadanta means 6 teeth. Some books, Airavata is mentioned as Chadanta. Then coming down to the epic age, Ramayana, which is said to be 9,450 years old. So this was precisely calculated by the mathematician Aryabhatta in India. So there you see, they have depicted elephant with 4 tasks. But when you compare with the subsequent epic Mahabharata, which is around 6,000 years old, elephants were double task. So maybe if we can study well, we will also see that anthropological evolution, because having task is a weaker gene. So maybe with passage of time, elephants are losing their task. And now we have makhanas, the elephants without task. Most of our elephants are makhanas now. Maybe the Tuskers were killed mostly during the British time. They have almost annihilated all the Tuskers from Sri Lanka and also many parts of India. So this is the excavation site of Indus Valley civilization. So which I said that on the bank of the Sindhu River. So these excavations revealed a lot of our ancient history, and sometimes this doesn't work. In the cave walls of Indus Valley excavations, you see elephants. They're also with ropes. So obviously the elephant culture was there very much. People used to ride elephants. These are cave pictures. So a pictorial depiction, elephants in Indus Valley civilization. There were elephants, highly decorated elephants, and as the picture we can see, like many elephants were used during that time. And coming subsequent time, we have many, because books, that is literature, is also a part of culture. So we are talking about culture. In some very ancient books, I have seen these elephants were considered as symbol of fertility. So this is a symbol of fertility, and Lord Ganesha, the statues are found everywhere. But do you know where the oldest idol of Ganesha was found? It was in Indonesia. The oldest idol of Ganesha was found in Bali, in a hilltop. So this culture was everywhere in this entire region, not only in India or Thailand. Not to speak of the dream of Maya Devi, that is mother of Lord Buddha. She dreamed a white elephant entering her body, and that is the 100th birth of Lord Buddha, and he took the birth of Gautama, who eventually became Lord Buddha. So I do not have to say anything about it. This is also predominantly Buddhist country, and the reverence, the respect elephants get in Buddhist religion, I should not say. Then subsequently, the time passed on. The Mughals, Mughals came and conquered India, and even Mughals were using elephants in the battle. In between, I didn't speak about Mahabharata. That is the second epic. In Mahabharata time also, thousands of elephants were used in the battle, in the war. And, even from Assam, that place, the easternmost part of India, which is bordering Myanmar on eastern side and China on the northern side. One king, Bhagadatta, was said to have participated in the Battle of Kurukshetra with 10,000 battle elephants. So many elephants were there all over India, and particularly the region like Myanmar, China, then this eastern part of India, like that. And those, even one emperor of Mughal era, Aurangzeb, he was fighting the Shivaji, the southern hero, Maratha hero. And in one place called Aurangabad, he stationed 10,000 battle elephants to fight the Marathas. So the elephants were enjoying the grandeur, royal grandeur. They were very important animals, even with the the Mughals. So in ancient literature that I have mentioned, you get a lot of such depictions. Like they say, this is a kind of Kheda operation for capture. This is a depiction, how they said the proper mode of catching elephants. Now, the elephant culture has moved far and wide. This is in Cambodia, Angkor Wat temple, where very famous Hindu and Buddhist temple. There also you see a lot of depictions of the elephants and Lord Buddha. So this is Konar, I have just given one example. Sun Temple in, that is Orissa in Konar. So there also you see everywhere you see elephants and Ganesha. So coming down, Alexander the Great, he came out of Greece to conquer the world. And probably many of you know who studies history. He was stopped in India and he returned from there. Because this is his Bucephalus, the very famous horse which was conquering the world. They didn't know what they were facing in India. They faced the elephants. So when the king of Punjab, Porus, he faced, and with big elephants, their horses got nervous. So they started running helter-skelter. And so Alexander stopped there and he left it to his captain Seleucus. And he returned to Greece. And eventually they lost, they couldn't win the rest of. So Alexander was defeated by the might of our elephants. Then lot of literature, because the relationship with relationship of our people was very intimate with elephants, and there were many noblemen who studied the elephants, and they had a lot of books authored. Many are not available anymore, but some can be found. So one of them is Gaja Shastra by Sri Purusa. He was from South India, and this book is a very valuable book. This is available. And this book, Hasti Ayurveda. Ayurveda means it's a form of treatment using herbs. So Hasti Ayurveda is a book authored by a hermit called Palakatpa Muni. Now this story is very interesting. He comes from an area which is Indo-China border. And the ancestors is little bit supernatural. His birth, they say he was born from a nobleman, but his mother was an elephant. And he spent his childhood with elephant herd. And later on, in some situation developed, he knew everything about elephant. And elephant has sent him to human civilization. But they expected that Palakappa will do their favor, they will do good. But after coming, he forgot. He became another sage, and so the elephants came. And before going to that, I will say Ayurveda is a form of Indian method of herbal treatment. And that is mostly used in human being. But it is said that the human Ayurvedic experts, they learn Ayurveda by following the elephants. Because elephants has the wisdom. And whenever they have some diseases, they go to the forest, they pick up a certain herb. Like even I have seen many herbs are used by elephants themselves. But in captivity, they lose those instinct or wisdom. But I have seen wild elephants. In fracture, what they eat, or when there is a parasitic infestation, what they eat. When there is mineral deficiency, they eat something. So it is said that the experts of those time, they studied the elephants and observed what they eat in what kind of condition. And from there, Ayurveda has developed. So that also we owe to the elephants. And so I was talking about the hermit who forgot about the treatment of elephants and doing welfare. One day the elephant herd came and started attack his abode and destroyed the things. Then he realized that he need to do services. So you can see when there is a snake bite or there is some injury, he started treating them because he had all the knowledge. So not just treating them like the Ayurvedic with different herbal preparation. These are very much in use in Thailand also I have seen. So based on his food care, task care like that. So based on his, when there is an injury during war like that, so different types of treatments are documented in that book, Hasti Ayurveda. So this book is very valuable. Recently, this has been published in English as well. It was originally in Sanskrit. So ancient Sanskrit script of that book. And see what we say today. For example, must. Many of the Western experts, they say it is madness. Must is madness. Just see the experts of ancient India, how one, his name was Nilakantha, who wrote the book Matangalila. It's a very famous book, and there he described must as excitement, swiftness, order, love, passion, fluorescence, wrath, prowess, and fearlessness are the excellence of must. So they describe must as an excellence in an elephant. So as you have rightly said, not to harm, not to kill such elephant. We have to manage because it was our decision to domesticate those wild elephants. So it is our responsibility to see through this disturbed period. And the ancient people studied this and described. And an interesting relationship with Thailand. I mentioned to some of my friends, Assam, my province, was ruled by a Thai prince. They have established the Ahom dynasty, by which name Ahom has become the name of my province. And his name was Shukafa. So they also came to Assam, established their dynasty, and they also brought the expertise of elephants, elephant healthcare and many other things. So it is at the patronage of the Ahom kings. The very famous book, Hasti Vidyanava, was authored, and this is a very beautiful book. And this book describes different types of elephants, and like what kind of an elephant is good for a king, what kind of elephant is good for a battle, like that. But over the time, things have changed, and particularly after the British came, the fate of the elephant actually degenerated. And see, the traditional elephant capture method of Assam by lasso, and this was another traditional method which is called stockade. So large herds of elephants were captured, and this was because this was not done by the Assamese. They knew they had the art, but they don't do it, because by this process, the British people, they captured elephant and exported everywhere. There were a lot of logging going on in Myanmar. So those elephants were sold to Myanmar and Europe and America, like that. Many elephants were captured and sent. So the logging operation become a passion, a very much lucrative. So there is Andaman Nicobar Island. This is in between India and Myanmar, India and your Thailand. But it's quite from Indian shore. If you by fly also, it's 2-hour flight. It's quite far. And you see how elephants were shifted for carrying out logging operations in that island. And it's still going on. The elephants were brought from mainland India like this. And after they were brought, they were engaged in logging in Andaman Nicobar. And this is the case all over India. Elephants purchased in Sonpur Mela, that is a fair, and to Sonpur, elephants come from northeast India, and there the traders buy them, and they are shifted by either sea or by any other means to all over India, wherever elephants were used for logging. So British, they made the elephants beast of burden. For every conceivable work, they used the elephants, pushing wagon, pulling flights, like that. And then the other passion was the rich British landlords, and they used the elephants for hunting. You can see for tigers mostly, because India was tiger country in those days. So in the beginning of last century, there were 100,000 tigers. And the British, they have almost finished the tigers. It was very, very bad. Only after the Prime Minister of India has become the chairman of National Tiger Conservation Authority, tiger is reviving now. It is about 2,500. Their population declined to 1,100. Anyway, so over the years, things have changed, and elephants are still indispensable in anti-poaching patrols, because you know we have many national parks where we are keeping tigers, we are keeping rhinos in Assam particular, Kaziranga, you must have heard. So you know how the rhinos are like lucrative for the poachers. So elephants are used for anti-patrol activities. Then various other wildlife management activities, particularly for dirting dangerous animal, we use elephants. Then another thing is driving, because human-elephant conflict has become very dangerous, so we are using captive elephants for driving them, tourism in different districts in Rajasthan. So in commercials, you can see in prayers and religious functions in Kerala. So my time is over. I am just showing the pictures. So how the captive elephants are used. They carry their own dinner and fed. The babies born or babies, they are trained in Assamese way. The training schools for captive elephant babies. And these are our important forces for national parks. And the Mahotship, interestingly, we still have the traditional Mahotship. The son takes over the father's place and become Mahut. Logging has degenerated, and for faulty logging, elephants suffer a lot. But now we are devising human-elephant conflict has become very serious, because elephant population has revived from 15,000 to 13,000, but at the same time, human population has become too many. And today, because of this, you see, there are walls, elephants are hitting their head against walls. We are creating problem for the elephant. Not just that, this pathetic picture of elephant burned by people. So from royal elephant, like considering from Lord Ganesha, today their conditions are threatened. So with this, I thank you very much and giving me this opportunity. I hope the very bad situation that we are evolving because of human population increasing vis-a-vis the elephant population, corridors being blocked. So at present, the human-elephant conflict is the biggest antithesis happening in in India. So if that cannot be handled, probably the main 63% elephants, Asian elephants are in India. So if they are not safe, the Asian elephants are not safe. With this, I conclude. Thank you.
Thank you so much for Professor Dr. Kuchel Sarama. So he's a famous at the elephant doctor of Assam and was awarded the Padma-Shri, so in the field of medicine in 2020. So, and he's an elephant man of Asia. And the next topics, we also have another cultural heritage of Myanmar elephant. So today our speaker, he is a dedicated government staff member who has been serving in a various capacity in Myanmar since 2002. Currently, he holds the positions of Assistant General Managers Veterinarians at the Extraction Department Headquarters Office in Yangon, Myanmar. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Saw Min Woo.
Hello, sorry, Cap. I think everybody want to be asleep. Thank you, thank you, Dr. Sama. You wake up everybody. Okay, good afternoon. Thank you very much. Introduce me about my short about my job and my occupations. So, and then before I start my presentation about our culture, heritage, and heritage of our elephants. So before I talk about my presentation, I would like to say thank you, the organizing committee, first for inviting me to be present here. I can talk about our elephants. And then I would like to say thank you, the organizing committee, and also the authority person for organizing this meeting, the Chiang Mai University, and also the TECC and others, the Thai International Cooperation Agency, for inviting me here. So, okay. So today I would like to talk about the three topics for our culture, our elephant. So what is our culture, our heritage with the elephant? So the first one is about our culture, Myanmar culture. I think the Myanmar culture is nearly the same as all the neighbor country. Because already Dr. Kisama mentioned that some culture is coming from India, and then some culture is coming from the other neighbor countries. So we are the neighbor. So and then the next topic is elephant and religious. What is our religious and what is our religious and our elephant concern? And then elephant conservation needs. What we are doing our elephant conservation in our country. So about our culture, Myanmar culture, everybody know Myanmar is before 1989. Our country called Burma. So before 1989. The official name of our country is Burma. Now the government changed to the Myanmar. So in our countries, at the moment, nearly the 60 million people and the populations. So everybody can see our neighbor country is the best country is India, and also the China and Thailand, Laos, and also the Bangladesh and our neighbor country. So our country is now the move to the capital city is Naypyidaw, and the former capital city is Yangon. I live in Yangon because my headquarters office is in Yangon. So the Burmas, you know that in our country has so many diversity and also so many ethnic groups. So we have 135 ethnic groups living together, and the whole country. Mostly the 68% is Burma. We call the Burmese people. It's a 68%. So other ethnic group is like the Shan people who live in the northern part of our country is about 9%, and the Karen people is very close with the Thai border is about 7%, and also Rakhine State is near the Bangladesh border is nearly the 4%, and some is the Chinese people also live in our country in a big city, and Mon people is very close with your country. So another ethnic group is Kachin, Kayin, and also the Mon, and so many people are living together. So Myanmar have the rich biodiversity, and also a lot of the different traditional culture, and also the festival. So we have 12 months. 12 months, so each month has a different festival. So our people is very happy. So they celebrate every every month, like the festival, we call our language called Pue, like the concerts, playing and dancing, the singing, something like that. That kind of the festival we have every month. So in the past, and also that we have also like the old temple and also the old pagoda remaining from the from kingdom. The major population is the Burmese and Buddhisms. So you can see that this picture is the old. This is the old city. That's the Bagan dynasty. We have, I think, before I talk the history of Myanmar, I am not history man. I only the vet. I really interested to treat the elephant, to operate the elephant, to do the operation and to save the elephant, something like that. But today I want to talk very brief about our history, culture, and also about our country. So this is Myanmar, the first dynasty, like the first period. I think that Myanmar has four periods, like the Bagan periods and Gombong periods, and also other or something like that. So we have a 3/4 period. So in this period, this is the Bagan area. Now this is becoming the UNESCO's recognition since 2019. So we do the preservation of all pagoda. So many pagoda that area. So at the time, so Myanmar is a very rich country. So every single family, like even the widow without husband, can construct the pagoda, and they can donate very easily. So most of the people want to build the pagoda. That is why that area you can see a lot of pagoda, and the every tourism is want to visit that area. So that's a historical area in our country. So that is our old history, and I think that this is the first history of the Myanmar in our past. So and then we have also the cultural dance, and also the costume. So I already mentioned we have 135 ethnic groups still living together in different area of our country. So we have so many different costume style, and also we have so many the dancing culture. So for example, like this is we can see only in the Kaya states. You can see that the dancing, the ladies and boys like birds. So the bird couple, they always they live together as a couple and dancing very happily. And so you can, if you see that kind of costume and that kind of dance, this is only the representative for the Kaya states. So one of our ethnic groups, you can see that. And then this is the traditional dancing style for the Burmese people, Myanmar people. So the Myanmar traditional dancing, I think maybe a little bit difficult. And then you can see this is the Mon culture's wear style. So they have their own costume design, and also this is a Kachin the costume style. So this is very expensive and very difficult to make a clothes, and very rare. So and then this is very famous for our culture, our culture's traditional. So very happily dancing styles. The boys and girls have to dance very ethically, and also and then this umbrella is very famous in our country. You can buy only the one region in the lower part of the Myanmar, the Ayawari region, like we call the Patay city. It's a representative only for this city. We produce only this city. That's what we call the Patay umbrella. So the umbrella is the only decoration for the lady. But in this dance, just for the funny, the man have to wear the umbrellas. So that is also the very famous our traditional dance like Ushuyo and Domo. Ushuyo means like the man's name of man. Domo means Domo is the name of the ladies, the famous dance in our country. And then this is the Rakhine State. You can see only Rakhine State, like the Rakhine Arakan area. So you can see only this dance is a traditional dance by using the lights in their hand and the moving with the light. So and then this is a very famous dance in the Korean state. So every boy and girl have to hang the handkerchiefs and the whole in showing and dancing the very harmony and very ethic dance in our country. So I mean in our country so many. This is only the example. Each ethnic group have their own traditional dance and their own traditional language and their own language. So many languages I can understand except Burmese language. So and then this is also the elephant. Elephant and the cultures how related. This is only how to say make clothes like the elephants. With the two people go inside and dance like the Chinese dragon dance. So we call the Jiaose. Jiaose, what is the Jiaose? Jiaose is the name of the city near the Mandalay area. So you can see only this area and this region, they make the competition, each groups and dance competitions because according to our culture and our people tradition, we don't use elephant in the circus. Almost we don't use it in the circus, and also we don't use it in the elephant demonstration, the elephant showing. That is why the former people, the old traditionalists, they use only pretend like the elephants. So we call Jiaose elephant dance. That is also the famous our culture. You can see only that area, only the summer season. Not every season you cannot see that kind of a dance. And so another one is the use of the elephant in Burmese culture. So as you know, everybody is, I think I saw already in the Dr. Sama's talking speech, a lot of elephant using it. So our country is, have to stay under the 100 years. I think more than 100 years, nearly 100 years under the colonial periods. So after the colonials, and then the Japanese came again, and the fightings in our land, and then finally the finish is the war. Most of the soldiers are going back with the elephants from Myanmar to India, and somebody used the elephants, like the heavy machine to carry here and there. So, and then 19th century and 16th century, most of the king used elephant in the battle. So the fight for the east, the country and east region, something like that. So among the battle is a Ngasong Chan. I think so already the Dr. Samas mentioned the Chinese and Myanmar people's war, the big war. This is a very famous war. We call the Ngasong Chan battles. So in this battle is our kings use the 10,000. A lot of the elephants used for the fighting. So finally, at the beginnings of the war, they can, the fight best to the Chinese military with the elephant. But later, the Chinese use a lot of the bow and arrow, and finally, the elephants, warriors cannot, prevent, and our people lose in this war. So this is in the Songchen battle. So we use a lot of the elephant, and then elephants and timber. We use elephant and timber locking. Many years ago, I think since colonial time, I can find a lot of records. So Dr. Sama already mentioned this, and the colonial peoples bring the elephant from India and they sell to Myanmar, and then use in the like the company timber extraction company like the Bombay Burma company and other the company is a bought elephant from India and to use in our country. Before the colonial periods, our king also to use the elephant in the law king. So we use elephant also to timber extraction. Before the colonial time, since our kingdom. So second thing is like the elephant and religious. So I already mentioned we have our country is I think so many people are the Buddhism. About 90% is the Buddhism. We believe the Buddhist way. So this is we call the Buddhist is the wise one, and also so the mother of the Buddha that Mero Maya is dream and before the Buddha get into pregnancy. So that is why our people is believe the white elephant, and most of the and this Buddhist and Asian country is believe the white elephants. So the mother of the Buddha dream the white elephant before Buddha born. And then amongst our tradition, we have a 7 day. 7 day each day. Among the 7 days, you know, the one day is a Buddha who is a Buddha who is a representative for the elephants. So our country, if you born in a Wednesday, you will be the you are elephant. But Wednesday, so the morning and evening is different. So the morning, if you born a morning Wednesday, you will be the tusker, and you born in the evening and late Wednesday, you will be the testless, something like that. So our country also have a kind of in 7 days we have each different representative animal before them. So sometimes the elephant is very good for the religious concern, but in our Buddhist history, so before how to say that the enemies of the Buddha, as they want to kill the Buddha, they use the elephants too. So they give alcohol. They elephant drank a lot of alcohol and trying to kill the Buddha. Finally, the Buddha can win the wild drink elephant. So that is when the religious and elephant is a concern in our history. And then this picture is you can see when you can visit in Myanmar, you can see in our pagoda in the Nebido, Upadanti's pagoda, you can see that this picture that is a represent for Witandra. So this also they came from the India history, but our people also they believe Buddha literature is the key name is Witandra. He is a donation king because the people from the other country the weather is not good, and also the country is becoming rare to find the food and very difficult. They face a very difficulty, and they want to get a white elephant because the white elephant can do everything like the prosperity and also the good luck or everything, and also they can recover like the weather or something like that. That is why the kings within decided to donate his own white elephant to other country. At the time, the people from the other countries bring the white elephant, and so that is why the king or the citizen don't want the king because they donate. The kings donate the white elephant to the other country. So finally, he decided not only the white elephant, but also he donated his son and also his daughter, even his wife. He gave her everything. So That is the history, white elephant history, and also our Buddhist culture. And then another culture is that. So we use elephant sometimes the transportation or the Buddhist literature in our literature. That began. I already mentioned before in my first slide the Bagan dynasty. The kings Adonrata, the first, the Buddhist king, is bring a lot of the Buddhist literature from the near Mon state to the northern part of the Myanmar by using the elephant. So in our history, the king and every dynasty they use elephant and concerned with the religious. And then another religious ceremony is in our country is before long time ago. If you have a boy, like baby, you have a boy, you have to be after the 5 years old, 7 years old, like you, 7 years old, to begin the little monk. So at the beginning we use only the calf, and later we use like the horses, and now we very famous in our country is alternative just for the elephant, like the ceremony, like we call the shimju. So this kind of the ceremony we use a lot of elephant, but now there's a problem is we have to consider like the elephant culture and elephant welfare. We have to consider a lot of things for the elephant. So another one is the white elephants. The white elephant is our king, our dynasty. The Asian king also at the moment we believe white elephants. White elephant is very significant, and also the royalty and also the prosperity for the possession of the white elephant. So we have a white elephant like this, and also in our culture we use a lot of the proverbs for elephant, and the how to say something like that. So a lot of culture we have. So and then another the separate. We also believe the elephant and separate. So especially we use only the Udaina separate. So this is our the Udaina step in our elephant camps. So and then I already mentioned you that we have a 7 day is different animals in our culture. If you born on Wednesday, they say I'm born on a Tuesday. This is a lion. I am lion, so I am not elephant. So that is why we have so many things. And then we have in our language we have the 33 alphabets. So each day have a representative alphabet. So elephant also have a representative for the alphabet. So the last one is my topic is elephant conservation. So we have so many elephants in the past. So according to old data, within 5 years, 707 elephants killed, and due to the capture and also the elephant loss. So most of the elephants lost due to the capture and training. And then so we have this is our elephant population. We have over 3,000 state-owned elephants. This is only the state-owned elephants, over the 3,000. And then this is the private elephants. We don't have the data because we stopped the locking after the 2016. So we have a 2,000 private-owned elephant in our country. And then the wild elephant is less than the 1,500 elephants. Other country, like the other country, we have the habitat loss and something like that. So we have a lot of the problem for the wild elephants. And then management and culture. You can see the two pictures here. There's locking. So this is a very old style. This is the new style. So the locking, our culture, our tradition, we have to use a kind of the shaping the tip of the lock. Now the mahu is used only the blunt stick. So elephant can get a lot of injury. So traditional culture is changing. If traditional culture and also everything is changed, maybe the problem for the elephants. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Saw Min Oo. So everyone who working in the elephant social, so you might familiar with him, and he also visits our center oftenly. And next we are come closely to our Thailand country. So the next topic is the cultural heritage of Laos elephants. And today our speakers, he is the deputy of head of wildlife and signage management division. So ladies and gentlemen, please give a big applause to Mr. Chanthorn Pothitai.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests. My name is Mr. Chanthorn Pothitai. My responsibility, Deputy Head of Wildlife and State Management Division. First of all, thank you very much for CETA invitation me, especially the government of Thailand and Chiang Mai province to invite me to join you. I have to join and experience to sharing information from other country for elephant cultural. Next, I will my presentation of my country. Sorry. Okay, it's before we use elephant, like you see, the symbolic and practical role and elephant in Laos. Before that, about 10 years, we use elephant for carry like locking wood, something like that. After that, now we stop for locking about maybe 2016 for locking. After that, now we have to conservation for wild elephant. Oh, sorry. I'm not good to my head. Sorry, I'm not excellent for method. ไม่ยังไงกลับขึ้นเลยตัวอะไรตัวเป็นหน้าดิบีบเลยเริ่มต้นไหมโอเคลงจะได้เลย Yes sorry I not material ตัวนี้เป็นหน้าบ่ไปหน้าโอเค Okay introduction we have elephant long hair especially played in Laotian culture symbol before that the elephant powerfully and experience for historical there we were that elephant before the king used for elephant for the transportation and used for fighting like Dr. Sovin said like that before his not too long historical they have used elephant transportation and fighting something like that after that with the elephant now we in that kind of the use for the loyalty of the king that we have like before we use the flag the red color and we have white three-head elephant before and that kind that's so for Lao PDR abundant for the biodiversity and forest and tree and sustainable in that area. We have before the Lao country we calling Lao million elephant, but now the elephant are quite decreasing about 300 or 400 for the wild elephant, but domestic elephant about 400 or 64 more like that. Oh, sorry. Then you see, before we the reality for the king use for the elephant, this abundance of Lao PDR. the cultural symbol, the elephant deeply made in Laotian, we have mythology and forced often the permanent tradition. Because in the year before, we have in Luang Prabang too, we have elephant festival by king, but the Lao name they're calling Sang Hiang Kei, but English name I don't know that what did you say? Because before in Lao country we have the king, the same island, the same Thailand before in Luang Prabang, heritage province now. You see elephant artificial because the elephant is that kind of the why is intelligent. Let you say after that the elephant now is the population quite decreasing because we have the elephant distribution from the northern part of Laos. Some part is like national protected area like some part nearby the border, nearby Myanmar, some part nearby the China, some part nearby from the Vietnam, some part from the Cambodia like that. Quite difficult to be to protection and conservation for that kind of species. You see, Luang Prabang festival. After that, we have every year. We quite before the Lao New Year, we have the elephant festival because belong the king to implementing before. After that, the local people they have to spirit for the elephant. Elephant forgive you good luck, for you healthy, for your family, like some other countries said, for your successful everything. An elephant is like a king of you in the sustainable with your stay like that. This one for the culture elephant festival in some part of Laos is the Singapore. On February we have elephant festival, but we use universally of the army day. If the army day the several about 46 or 67 like that, we get the elephant number like that to show for the publication and the people to know that a stronger population of elephant in that side, at that area. This elephant, this after that we you carry out from when we work hard, then we get the elephant to carry and buy mahout or some traditional and the village like that. This for elephant distribution, you see, from the north from Pungsali to Atapu province, from northern part to southern part. But now quite issue from human elephant conflict. So you know, not only just only in your country. I think not my country, other country too, because the farmer or local people they have to expansion in the agriculture or encroachment the area, but disturb the elephant habitat. Something elephant they coming to eating the crop. Something angry together is fighting or some armlet, something like that. So it is the why elephant challenge it. You see, sometime longer they have some poaching. You see, some poaching they have killing elephant. They buy some part of elephant like a tongue, like you said, some top of food or some tail like that to eat. They belong to the market demand or they order something like that. They have the elephant killing. This youth for elephant for transportation or ecotourism in that area because now like Mandalao company they have some elephant ecotourism in some northern part of Laos in Luang Prabang province and Udom Sai province now. because we have to ecotourism and wild elephant conservation together to belong and get the local people can get income from the ecotourism by tourism and they can get that budget to permanent and protection forest and conservation in that kind of wildlife species. You see, it's from now we have ECC mean is Elephant Conservation Center organization. They have to conservation to domesticate for elephant because we have to separate for elephant is the domesticated elephant. They under Department of Livestock and Fishery, but wild elephant they under Department of Forestry that to conservation. But we have worked each other every time when we get the elephant conservation or management or restriction or something like that. But the livestock and fishery they're using for captive breeding for the belong to them to responsibility for the wild we belong to my office. Oh, เนี่ยเบิ่งกว่าว่าเบิ่งแล้วว่าคือว่ามี thank you นะคือว่าบ่มีป่ะพามเลย Okay, thank you very much for my presentation. Not longer, but I just believe and we have tradition in my country. Too many things like some tradition in Hmong. They have some the blanket. They have tradition on the November. They have some drum or something like that. And in Luang Prabang we have some space song like Khap Thum or อ่านหนังสือ something like that. But tradition like Thailand. Thank you very much for my presentation. If something too long, I have apologized for you on this time. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Janton Potitai. So thank you for sharing an experience. And I know that you're very nervous and exciting. And next, I would like to call upon Dr. Tuvipok Angkawani to present the souvenir to our speaker in the afternoon part. So I would like to invite Dr. Kuchal Charamas on this, Professor Dr. Kuchal Charama on the stage, Dr. Somin U and Kun Janton Potitai on the stage to get the souvenirs.
ค่ะขออนุญาตสรุปหัวข้อความเป็นมาและวัฒนธรรมของช้างในประเทศอินเดียเมียนมาแล้วก็ประเทศลาวนะคะขออนุญาตเริ่มที่ประเทศอินเดียก่อนนะคะโดยดร.กุเชลคอนวาซามานะคะท่านก็ได้เกริ่นเอาไว้นะคะว่าวัฒนธรรมของช้างเนี่ยได้เริ่มมามากกว่า 10,000 ปีแล้วนะคะโดยในอดีตเนี่ยประเทศอินเดียมีการจับช้างมาใช้ในการศึกสงครามนะคะใช้ใน พิธีการของสถาบันพระมหากษัตริย์พิธีการทางศาสนานะคะใช้เป็นพาหนะขนส่งโดยเฉพาะในการศึกสงครามค่ะมีการนำมาใช้ชักลากไม้นะคะมีการนำมาใช้ล่าสัตว์ด้วยนะคะวันนี้ก็เห็นภาพของการใช้ช้างในการล่าสัตว์ยังไงนะคะนอกจากนั้นก็นำมาใช้เป็นตัวช่วยของหน่วยลาดตระเวนนะคะแล้วก็ปัจจุบันก็ใช้ในการท่องเที่ยวด้วยนะคะโดยประเทศอินเดียเนี่ยเป็นประเทศที่มีประชากรช้างมากที่สุดนะคะก็ประมาณอย่างน้อยก็คือประมาณ 22,000 ตัวนะคะโดยช้างในประเทศอินเดียเนี่ยก็เขาถือว่าเป็นสัญลักษณ์ของความซื่อสัตย์อำนาจความฉลาดความอุดมสมบูรณ์ก็ถือเป็นมรดกชิ้นสำคัญของประเทศอินเดียนะคะโดยมีหลักฐานของช้างปรากฏในหลากหลายสถานที่และก็สิ่งของต่างๆนะคะอย่างเช่นผนังถ้ำสถาปัตยกรรมรูปปั้นในวัดวาอารามนะคะภาพวาดวรรณกรรมพงศาวดารที่รวบรวมหลักฐานทางประวัติศาสตร์มากมายด้วยกันนะคะหนังสือนะคะก็จะมีหลายเล่มที่เป็นหนังสือที่มีความเด่นในเรื่องของช้างนะคะอย่างเช่นหนังสือที่กล่าวถึงการใช้สมุนไพรในการรักษาโรคในช้างหนังสือที่กล่าวถึงภาวะตกมันในช้างนะคะแล้วก็หนังสือที่อธิบายลักษณะช้างประเภทต่างๆที่เหมาะสำหรับการนำมาใช้งานแต่ละแบบนะคะอย่างเช่นเพื่อการรบหรือว่าเพื่อใช้สำหรับในสถาบันพระมหากษัตริย์เป็นต้นนะคะแล้วก็ท่านดร.กูเชลยังเน้นย้ำในตอนสุดท้ายของการบรรยายนะคะเกี่ยวกับปัญหาของความขัดแย้งระหว่างคนกับช้างนะคะซึ่งก็ถือเป็นปัญหาสำคัญลำดับต้นๆของประเทศอินเดียเลยนะคะซึ่งต้องการได้รับการแก้ไขอย่างเร่งด่วนด้วยนะคะขออนุญาตต่อที่ความเป็นมาและวัฒนธรรมของช้างในประเทศเมียนมานะคะก็เริ่มมาตั้งแต่ศตวรรษที่16แล้วนะคะโดยเขาก็ใช้ช้างในพิธีกรรมทางศาสนานะคะสงครามก็มีรูปที่รบกับประเทศไทยด้วยนะคะก็เป็นเรื่องราวที่เราคุ้นเคยกันมาตั้งแต่เด็กๆเห็นในหนังหลายๆเรื่องนะคะแล้วก็เขาก็มีการนำเอาช้างมาใช้ในอุตสาหกรรมลากไม้สักเหมือนกับบ้านเรานะคะมีการแสดงที่มีชื่อเสียงที่เรียกว่าการระบำช้าง Laotian Dance นะคะก็เป็นการให้นักแสดงสวมชุดเป็นช้างแล้วก็เต้นระบำนะคะก็เป็นการแสดงที่มีชื่อเสียงในประเทศของเขานะคะแล้วก็มีการนำช้างเข้ามาอยู่ในพุทธประวัตินะคะเรื่องราวมากมายด้วยกันนะคะก็คือเนื่องด้วยศาสนาพุทธก็เป็นศาสนาหลักของประเทศเมียนมาด้วยนะคะช้างก็ถูกนำมาใช้ในพิธีกรรมทางศาสนามากมายค่ะสิ่งที่เป็นไฮไลท์ของประเทศเมียนมานะคะก็คือช้างเผือกนะคะที่ได้ถูกนำมาใช้เป็นสิ่งของบรรณาการให้กับประเทศอื่นโดยพระมหากษัตริย์ของเขานะคะก็ช้างเผือกก็ถือเป็นส่วนที่สำคัญมากนะคะในสถาบันพระมหากษัตริย์แล้วก็มีส่วนสำคัญทั้งทางศาสนาแล้วก็ทางด้านจิตวิญญาณของคนในประเทศเขาด้วยนะคะโดยปัจจุบันช้างป่าของประเทศเมียนมาก็มีจำนวนลดลงนะคะเหลือเพียงน้อยกว่า 1,500 ตัวเท่านั้นเองนะคะแล้วก็ท่านดร.ซอมินอูนะคะก็ยังได้เน้นย้ำว่าปัจจุบันนะคะช้างเลี้ยงของประเทศเมียนมาก็ยังถูกเลี้ยงอยู่ในตามภูมิปัญญาดั้งเดิมนะคะที่มีมาอย่างยาวนานนะคะแต่ก็ยังต้องการที่จะควรจะได้รับการปรับเปลี่ยนให้ทันตามยุคตามสมัยมากขึ้นนะคะแล้วก็สุดท้ายนะคะเป็นความเป็นมาและก็วัฒนธรรมของช้างในประเทศลาวนะคะโดยคุณจันทรโพธิไตรนะคะก็ช้างในประเทศลาวเนี่ยถูกใช้ในการขนส่งเกษตรกรรมการศึกสงครามนะคะแล้วก็มีความสำคัญต่อระบบนิเวศของประเทศลาวเป็นอย่างมากนะคะโดยลาวเนี่ยเคยถูกกล่าวไว้ว่ามีช้างเป็นล้านตัวมาก่อนนะคะก่อนที่จำนวนช้างของเขาเนี่ยจะลดจำนวนลงเรื่อยๆนะคะจนปัจจุบันก็เหลืออยู่เพียง 400-500 ตัวเท่านั้นเองนะคะช้างในประเทศลาวเนี่ยปรากฏในนิทานความเชื่อเรื่องเล่าภาพวาดแล้วก็รูปปั้นต่างๆมากมายนะคะเช่นเดียวกับประเทศของเราแล้วก็เมียนมาเช่นกันนะคะโดยไฮไลท์ของเขาก็คือเป็นเทศกาลช้างนะคะเขามีเทศกาลช้างที่หลวงพระบางแล้วก็ที่สยบุรีนะคะเป็นเทศกาลประจำปีที่มีความโด่งดังมากในประเทศของเขาแล้วก็คนต่างชาติก็ไปเที่ยวกันเยอะนะคะปัญหาที่สำคัญของช้างในประเทศเขาก็จะมีปัญหาประชากรที่ลดลงเรื่อยๆนะคะโดยเฉพาะจากสาเหตุก็คือ การสูญเสียพื้นที่อยู่อาศัยนะคะการล่าช้างแล้วก็ปัญหาระหว่างคนกับช้างนั่นเองนะคะโดยเขาก็คิดว่านะคะธุรกิจการท่องเที่ยว Elephant Tourism นะคะก็จะเป็นทางออกหนึ่งนะคะที่น่าจะเป็นทางออกสำหรับการอนุรักษ์ช้างในอนาคตของบ้านเขานะคะค่ะขอบคุณค่ะ
Thank you, Dr. Prakanut, for conclude all the three topics. And the next would be the academic talk series in the topics Elephants Conservation Without Borders. And we have 4 speakers that would be on the stage. So I would like to give the moderators situation for Dr. Boripat Siri Arunrat for this academic talk series.
สวัสดีครับ Good afternoon สวัสดีผู้เข้าร่วมการประชุมช้างแห่งชาติปี 67 นะครับก็ this session would be Elephant Conservation Without Borders as a theme of this year seminar in Lampang, and we are very pleased to have 3 distinguished guests, and I would like to introduce them one by one and inviting them up to join me on the stage. First, we have Professor Anil Pushpa Kumara. He's a Dean of Faculty of Vet Medicine and Animal Science at the University of Peradeniya, Sri Lanka. He graduated his veterinary degree in Sri Lanka and completed his PhD from the Royal Vet College in London, specializing in veterinary reproduction. And now with his deanship, he's trying to shape the future of vet education and research in shaping the future of veterinary science and animal science research in Sri Lanka. His research also extends to the reproductive biology of Asian elephants, contributing important insights to the conservation effort of these endangered animals. Please welcome Professor Anil Pushpa Kumara, please. Second, we have Linda Reif-Schneider. She's a president of Asian Elephant Support Foundation, and she's told me that she's not only president, she's also treasurer and the merchandise lady as well. She's done everything. From her childhood, she has always cared for animals, especially dogs. And she's got an amazing story when Linda was 2-year old. Her grandparent took her to the zoo, and she was riding a female elephant called Miss Jim at the St. Louis Zoo, and then connects her with the Asian elephant since. She has been in the investment banking for 33 years, and towards the end of her career, she has made a trip to Thailand, and then when she got back to Missouri, she knows she must be doing something for Asian elephants in this area. So therefore, she established a AES, Asian Elephant Support Foundation, in 2004. And then after that, she has been helping, sponsoring, supporting more than 80 projects in elephant range countries, including several countries, and now ongoing and multi-year attempts. So please welcome Linda. And lastly is our beloved Dr. Big Chachot Titaram, who has just received his full professor in practice. He's Associate Dean in Research Innovation in International Relations at the Chiang Mai University Vet School, and everybody knows him. Of course, Big has done a fantastic job throughout his career, from reproductive science, breeding, genetics, medicine, management, and also using his science in guiding policies and laws and SOPs. And he brought with him today just a newly published book on elephant tourism guidelines. And he's a member of IUCN SSC Asian Elephant Specialist Group, or AESG, as well as Translocation Specialist Group, or CTSG. Please welcome Dr. Bick on the stage. So we are given 90 minutes. So average, maybe you guys have about 25 minutes each or to half an hour. So I would try to invite Anil first to go to share the story that you brought to us today about the science and the conservation management from your studies and findings, as well as some visions and lesson learned from Sri Lanka and also with working with another countries in terms of without borders. Please, Anil.
Okay, thank you very much. At the outset, let me thank organizing committee for having me here, and it's a great honor for me to come and present our work done during our project period between Thai counterparts. So this I will in my presentation I will set the stage for our theme, the elephant conservation without borders. So I will just so my presentation has several themes like elephant statistics in Sri Lanka, human-elephant conflict. Very briefly, recent research findings, what we have done during our collaboration, and elephant conservation, the concept, and then elephant donated from Sri Lanka and the elephant received from other countries to Sri Lanka, and then the way forward. So I will keep the way forward until these two other presenters finishing their talks. So basically, we have about almost 6,000 wild elephants in various regions of the Sri Lanka, and when it comes to them captive, so we have 12 elephants in safari, and as Professor Dangola said, we have about 90 to 100 captive elephants. And in our elephant orphanage is another very interesting and very attractive place where we call semi-captive elephants. So we have at present 69, and then other main holding of elephants is elephant transit home. So this is sort of a more of a elephant rehabilitation center where the elephants, especially the orphan elephant, which is found in the jungle with rehab and then sent into the jungle or the forest. So far we have able to release 177 elephants from this center. So once this center is established, I mean Pinnavala not getting any animal from wild. So basically elephants in Pinnavala they are captive born elephants. So elephant population again, that's shown in the different regions. We have 122 tuskers. So this survey is done in 2011, and then we conducted another survey in this year, this month, A17, 18, 19, and we will get the data maybe within next couple of months. So elephant-human conflict is a serious problem. In Sri Lanka, on average, we lost about 300 elephants and 150 people in a year. And it is a serious problem for people who are living in the border villages. And the main issue is 70% of the animals are living outside the protected area and then causing a lot of damage to their crops, houses, human injuries, deaths. And then we need problem animal control area for that. So this is basically the figures of elephant-human conflict. So you can see in 2022, we had 439 reported elephant deaths and 146 human deaths due to conflict. It is getting worse year by year, and due to mainly this, habitat destruction and then, new projects coming up in those areas. So this is the causes for human deaths. So one of the emerging one in here is, this is the improvised explosive device, which is meant for basically killing pigs. So these improvised devices are, scattered in certain areas where some of the young elephants might get, once it chew inside, it may be exploded and then cause damage. So this is mainly meant for killing boars in the jungle, but so sad that some of the young elephants, if you see the figures, so it is mainly between 5 and 7 years of age animals are victim of this. So studies and problems in male elephants. So these studies we basically conducted during our project period 2010 to 2015 and thereafter with a little bit. So mainly the captive problem, elephant male is mainly aggressiveness, disobedience, and must cause long-term tethering, and then animal having health issues. And non-must period, these bulls are used for training, mount-elephant relationship, and used for religious cultural events, and but still they carry a risk when they are using that. And we believe that some of these males in captivity, especially in the owners, private owners, may be having fertility problems, but we haven't checked that. So this is one of the wild bull in a Minneria Park in a must. So you can see, and this is one of the animal in captivity where the Pinnavala, how they manage the elephant in must. So this is some of the pictures to show that when we, doing our studies, sampling and training some of the animal for blood sampling. Studies problems in female elephant very briefly. Puberty and conception can occur in too early. According to one of the studies done in Pinnavala, we have seen that. So they get pregnant fairly early. And we say that we have 1 to 2 animals birth in captivity other than the Pinnavala. But most of our animals now in captivity is maybe too old to breed basically. So they are, they are too old. And then maybe some other problem like in the wild, the overpopulation in some regions, and basically when the population is, overpopulated or decreasing habitat, so naturally the population should go down. But in our case, even though all these big problems, the breeding is not halted, and we have good breeding in wild. But that really may be things to consider for population control. So findings of our studies, one is the vaccination against GNRH. So we published this could suppress, postpone the must of captive elephants. So Rajapaksa, the first author, is here in the audience. And then afterwards we checked the use of degrelix acetate, that is one of the GNRH receptor antagonists, actually could elevate must signs during the must. So if we given this degraded acetate when the animal is in peak of the must, so their testosterone level very go down. So this is a human drug used for prostate cancer. So that will, within 24 hours, 48 hours, the testosterone level goes down in the blood very quickly. And the puberty study, this is done some time ago. So you can see the female start cyclicity or puberty 4 to 5 years, and then puberty reach when they reach 48% of the adult body weight. And we have records that the Pinnavala given birth at very young age, like 14 years. That means they are getting pregnant by 10 to 16 years, so fairly early they get pregnant. And GNRH is study in the female animal, which is not published for us. So we try this GNRH in the female, and we see very clearly. So if you give 3 boosters, 1 primary and 2 boosters, the cyclicity of these female animals will come to a halt, and then later start. So these promising results are there, but you have to keep them vaccinated repeatedly if you want to suppress their breeding. But we haven't published this data. We think of publishing, but we twice think whether it is, we should. We can publish this. We have data actually. So conservation. So I'm not very briefly protecting endangered species and their habitats to ensure their survival for future generations. So that is basically very simple definition of conservation. So what you can do, activities involved, you can do habitat preservation, anti-poaching measures, but luckily in our country the poaching is not an issue because our tuskers, only 3% of the tuskers are carrying tusk, and we very rarely heard that animals were killed, to get the tusk. And legal protection, yes, we have enough legal protection, but we can do better. And then the breeding programs may be help in conservation of wildlife. In all these attempts should be targeted to maintain the biodiversity, restore ecological balance, and very importantly promote sustainable coexistence between human and wildlife. So that is, some say in Sri Lanka, that is the way forward for us, coexistence. So key strategies probably for this, doing establishing protected areas. We have enough protected areas, but they are getting smaller and smaller due to encroached by the people. That is against the truth. And conducting scientific research, yes, we have done, but we need to do more. So we like to collaborate with maybe Chiang Mai once again. And whatever we done, engage in local communities, very, very important, raising public awareness about the importance of wildlife. So one good example I can give is in Uganda, the chimpanzees. That is really one good case study anybody can study. In situ conservation, so within they conserve them within their habitat. So that is one of the methods. So key strategies, if we are doing that, protected areas, legalization, habitat restoration, community engagement. So this happened in Waskamu, one of our national park, where the human-animal conflict is fairly high. And then this project intervened, because they had their miserable life for their children. They cannot go to school in the morning and they return to work and everything. They come there in the morning. So in this project, they provided the bus, Eli bus, they called, and that prevented some of the the encounters between elephant and the humans to a great extent. Ex situ, so preservation species outside their natural habitats. So we doing this. What are the strategies? Zoo and botanical gardens, captive breeding programs we do in Pinnavala. So it is a part of, you can say, ex situ. So far they have given birth to maybe 70 odd animals now. And reintroduction program like in our elephant transit home. Borderless, so this is the theme of today's, basically this seminar, the conservation effort that transcend political and geographical. So we go beyond the conservation effort, going beyond political and geographical boundaries. This approach recognizes that ecosystems and wildlife population do not adhere to human-made borders. So that is very important. But effective conservation requires international collaboration. That is very, very important. So if we are doing borderless conservation, there should be, collaboration with, especially when you are bordered in with some other country, but we don't have land terrestrial border for us, but for Thailand, Myanmar, Laos. So that is very important. Key strategies what we can adapt in the borderless conservation is transboundary protected areas, international agreement and treaties. We have CITES, we have CBD, EMS, and cross-border conservation initiatives, very important. And corridors and connectivity, collaboration, collaborative research, very important. Sharing data, research, best practices between countries to improve conservation strategies. And again, community involvement. All these conservation efforts cannot be done without community involvement. So I will stop with that and I go the way forward maybe 2 minutes. And then elephants donated to other countries from Sri Lanka. So we have so far donated 35 elephants to zoos in various countries as symbolic diplomatic gifts. So most famous stories I could find is one is the Kawan, the Pakistan elephant, the solitary animal. So it is now live in Cambodia. And the Shanti, the most studied elephant in USA. She has given 2 birth. One animal, one calf died after EHP, another one is still in the zoo. Another one is, the very famous one is, in 2016 we were to give 2 elephant calves to New Zealand. We sent one male animal, but then later the animal rights activities, they go to courts and stop the gifting of the female animal. So those are some of the stories. And not only we give away, but we also received, so this is Kawan and Shanti, and this is the Kawan in Cambodia Zoo. And we also received elephant from various countries abroad, like Myanmar, we have got 5 animals. And India, very famous Indi Raja and the Kaveri Raja. And 3 elephants from Thailand, Thai Raja in Sri Dalda Malika, the main temple, and the Kandula in Colonial temple. And we know all Muthuraja's stories, so I'm not going to elaborate on that. With that, I will stop here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Anil. So the story you shared today is very interesting. It includes general information of the elephant situation in Sri Lanka, which is quite similar to Thailand. However, your human-elephant conflict is more severe. Losing 300 elephants and 140 people a year is a very scary number. And then, of course, we will maybe have more time to discuss. Well, next, maybe I would like to invite Linda to please share your views and stories and experience from the Asian Elephant Support for what have you been doing in helping range countries and what kind of support you are providing to those projects. The floor is yours.
Thank you. I'm delighted to be here today. I'm the only one that doesn't actually get to have hands-on with elephants here. But I had to figure out some way to be a part of all the effort and caring and research and conservation activities that you do. So when I made a trip over to Thailand in 2002, I had been in investment banking back in the States for over 30 years, and I was tired of it. I always loved animals, especially dogs and elephants. Interesting combination. But after the trip to Thailand, I had to do something. So I went home and I took a year to put my house in order, retired, came over to Thailand for 3 years, looking around, visiting different organizations, attending the International Elephant Foundation meetings, the Elephant Manager Association meetings in the States, learning as much as I could. And in 2006, I decided that maybe I could help raise funds for some of the people doing work over here that could use a little extra money in their budget. And that was the beginning of Asian Elephant Support. So I'm the founder of the nonprofit, and as mentioned earlier, the president, the treasurer, the merchandise department, you name it. But we're a small group. There are only 4 of us, and we actually are able to, we fund throughout the year. A lot of organizations that do funding, they have a funding date, deadline for a year, and that's it if you don't make it. We are happy to hear from anybody anytime during the year, and our grant information is on our website. So let's get past the first picture. Okay, this is, and this is wonderful because I had something happen to my right eye, so now I can't breathe. That.
You can walk around
So I'm gonna
like a
turn around this
concert.
way and just bear with me, okay?
Sure, sure.
Greetings. I pretty much already told you who we are. And this gives you an idea of all the countries where we have been able to do funding. We have funded over 80 projects, and several of them are multi-year projects. So we're open to doing things that are more long-term if people have an idea and can present a good argument to us, okay? Is this our workshops?
This is emergency fund for vet salaries.
I'm going to get up here.
All right, good.
Don't let me
This is
fall
your
off.
concert.
Or
Feel
if
free.
I fall off, come get me. Just see it better over here. We'll get this done. Okay, during COVID, during the pandemic, we had people come to us and we did emergency funding for vet salaries in Sumatra. We helped out in Nepal for mahout salaries. And in 2019, well, I better stick to the script here. We've done a lot of human-elephant conflict education. In India, we have done some really great programs that the people that do them go back and check, and they can see where they really have had benefits and been helpful. That's okay. Up in Myanmar, we've helped many times up in Myanmar. We love working with them. They're good partners. We did the hospital. It got flooded, And it was a long ordeal to get the hospital back up and going again, but they didn't give up on it, and we didn't give up either. They've also had a couple of young calves that have needed supplemental funding, and we've done supplemental feeding. We've helped fund that. We've done some mahout or vet workshops, and let's see here. Yeah, here's the one workshop for the mahouts. So we've done a lot of things in different areas, from helping with necessities, emergencies, to looking forward with education and that type of thing. And these are some of the orphaned elephants in Myanmar that we've been able to help. GPS collars, we've done some of them in Sumatra, and they've been very helpful in keeping the wild elephants out of crops and out of danger. And we've done so many different workshops for either veterinarians or mahouts. Now, the veterinarians, we can all understand educating and getting their education up to a higher level, sometimes also supplying medicines and equipment that they need. The mahouts has been something I have really personally appreciated doing, because to me, these are the people who are the first hands-on with the elephant. If we can help them understand the value of that creature they're taking care of, and if we can make the rest of society understand that those people are important, I think it's a win-win, not only for the mahouts, but also for the elephant's care. So we did our first mahout workshop in Sumatra about 8 years ago. We didn't know if anyone would show up, but we had about 25 mahouts show up from different camps. The only thing they had in common was a phone. So after the 3-day workshop and getting to know each other, they all exchanged phone numbers. And the big thing that they took out of that workshop, that first workshop, was where they are in the jungle with their elephant, they're really not alone. With that phone, they are now able to reach out to other people if they have questions, if they have an emergency. And so just the networking part of that workshop was important. But we've done several workshops since then in Sumatra and India, and I hope we'll be doing a lot more. This is some of the workshop work. And in Sri Lanka, and I know this because I was up in one of those trees where you go at night to watch out for elephants in your crop. Well, I was there after harvest, so I didn't have to worry about any elephants coming into the rice paddies. But when I woke up that morning and I saw the kids walking down the road to school, and I remember from the day before and the day before that, driving that same road, and wild elephants are all over the place. Wow, for those kids, what they have to go through just to get to school for an education. Sri Lanka Wildlife Conservation Society came up with this idea of the Ellie bus. It's not only self-sustaining now that it's up, but it's also used in between school time periods. The public can use it to get shopping and that. So it's provided so much safety to so many people, and especially the school kids. It's just a really great innovative thing. What, was that fast?
You can add a few more stories if you wish, please.
I do have some more stories. Honestly, a little bit more about Asian elephant support. We're unique. If you go in, you can find our financials. We're transparent. We've got everything up there. We're a small group, but we're a total voluntary group. So all my directors, no salaries, no perks. We pay our own travel expenses. We usually pick up expenses for the nonprofit if we want to do some printing for a campaign or something. We really put our heart and souls into it, and our pocketbooks too, because we donate to Asian elephant support every year. So we're a small group, but that does make us good. If you have an emergency, we are probably one of the best groups to reach out to. We might not be able to do a large funding to last a long period of time without collaborating with some others. But if you have an emergency situation and you need up to $5,000 quick to help things, we're a group to look at. So please look at our website and don't forget who we are. We're always glad to hear from anyone, to talk to anyone. I don't know what else to say, except I really appreciate all the people that are here today and all the things that you are doing for elephants. And if you have any questions for me while we're here, please give me a holler. Come on up and see me. I'd be glad to talk to you. Okay?
Thank you, Linda. Great job, great job. I think I just wanted to be another one of the people who heard the stories of what you have supported and the countries you have helped and projects you have helped. And not only elephants, but also the people and the government and rangers and mahouts. And also in the touching on the education part as well. So fantastic, keep doing this. So for people, volunteer based, you can still do a whole lot more. Well, next I would like to invite Dr. Big to share his story of elephant research and conservation without borders. And of course, Big has a truly intensive experience working with many countries. And of course, many of the people in this room has become a product of the project called EU Asia Link. There's a Thai-Sri Lankan collaboration funded by EU, and I think he's going to be the one to represent the whole EU Asia Link projects to share some of those stories on how you build research and building capacity of the people or young scientists through this collaboration. So please, Professor Big.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Boripat. So, I'm happy and happy to be here, and also thank you very much for the organizing committee, especially from the Thai Elephant Conservation Center, Chiang Mai University, as well as Thaiga, to invite me to share. Of course, because this year we become the international symposium, so there will be some collaboration together, especially without border, because as you know, the border just come from the human that we set up. But if we see elephant, we always see elephant cross the border all the time, especially in the border of Thai to Myanmar, Thai to Laos, Thai to Cambodia, and Thai to Malaysia. That always walk, go and back. This is really true. So my talk would be, I would like to share some of the work that we have done. Here together with the past 20 years. So first, if you see from here, this is my first visit to Pinawala Elephant Orphanage in Sri Lanka together with Rajapaksa. During that time, probably, I just introduced myself also to him, as well as Samanti Mandis. She is a veterinarian during that time. I just wonder, because she wore sari, you see like this one, and treat the elephant in front of us. That's quite amazing that we can see from her and his work. This is back, still young, right, Raja? And then later on, when I was in Utrecht University for my PhD, we start to have a collaboration and wrote the grant together. It's called EU Asia Link Project. In collaboration together with Kasetsart University, Faculty of Veterinary Medicine, which is a major applicant, and then Chiang Mai University, University of Utrecht, Netherlands, Royal Veterinary College from UK, University Peradeniya. This is 5 partners, major partners, which has a co-partner together with Thai Elephant Conservation Center, Zoological Society of London, and Pinawala Elephant Orphanage. So we call managing the health and reproduction of elephant populations in Asia. That was a 3 years project. And during that time, we got around 900,000 euros for this project, which is quite a lot during that time. So for the main objective of the EU Challenge project that we try to involve, that was human resource development or capacity building, because as you know, like for elephant conservation, we have to work and also to support for the human resource first, because we are the person to work with elephant conservation. So if we have more knowledge, we understand for the elephant conservation, and then we can work properly to help the elephant. So there were several main project activities. First one, that postgraduate training toward master and Master of Philosophy, and also for the PhD. In this room, there were many people also involved in that project. So during that time, after we set up, there were 2 master degree to study at the Royal Veterinary College, UK, in the Wild Animals Health program. 4 PhD study at University of Utrecht, the Netherlands, and 1 master degree, 1 master of philosophy, and 1 PhD study at University of Peradeniya in Sri Lanka. These are the people who were that time. If you see, they were young. You can see for this one, like Dr. Chalamchat, Dr. Pochana, Dr. Suthatip, Dr. M. You can see for that. Aruna Amar Singhe and Chantana Rajapaksa and Vijita Perera, Lasanta Perera, Dr. Tuipo here, as well as Dr. Pochana Imrat right now. During that time, we were together and we know each other quite a lot, and then we travel together in several countries. So they are the product of this one, because first we would like to do the capacity building or human resource development. So they all got the PhD degree, master degree, or master of philosophy degree that we got them for this one. Then later on, there were several projects that we wrote together. One thing that development for the master course, Wildlife Health and Management, that would be based at Chiang Mai University, as well as for the internet-based knowledge for the communication. So we work together with Chiang Mai University and Royal Veterinary College. We developed something like a Moodle, KC Moodle platform for the internet-based or educational platform on elephant breeding and health management. And then there were several training courses. One, that's a bull handling, semen collection, and evaluation of the Asian elephants in Thailand, one of that course. And also for the international training course on Asian elephant health and breeding management in South Asia, in Sri Lanka, and in Southeast Asia, which was conducted in Thailand. So this you can see from this photo. For this one was conducted in Sri Lanka in 2000. Actually, that is 2009, not 2007. Yeah, the opening ceremony was at the University of Peradeniya, and then after that we traveled to several places. For instance, like Pinawala Elephant Orphanage, went to Minaria National Park for the elephant conservation. And like you see from here, several people. Sao Min U, you were in this photo as well, and also several people from the group. And we conduct at the Pinawala Elephant. The lecture was performed at the University of Peradeniya, and we went to Pinawala Elephant Orphanage for some kind of hand-on. For instance, like for the physical examination, doing the ultrasonography of the male and female, as well as the semen collection of the elephant bulls. So these were the people during that time that they came together. And other part that was basic health care in Asian elephant. and also we had two symposium that was opening symposium and also closing symposium. So this was usually project opening symposium that was conducted at Kasetsart University in 2007, and there was a closing symposium in 2010 at Chiang Mai University. Many people were here also. If you see from here, many people who involved in this project, and Dr. Enil also there, and several people were there also. That was quite successful, even though when we finished the project in 2010, but many students still going on because they want to continue for the PhD, Dr. Tivipok, and then finally he got a PhD, and then even though the project complete, and then after that for the knowledge and know each other for the networking still going on. That's why we travel quite a lot, and then after that we can exchange some of the elephant conservation. That was something for the story that we start for the EU project, and that we had a close collaboration together with Sri Lanka and Thailand that was really successful. And then even though for the Professor Enil, we wrote a book chapter together with this one that is quite very useful, because we wrote, I think, around 80 pages together with Dr. Jen Brown from Smithsonian Conservation Biology Institute, and then we share and wrote this book chapter together. That's one of the collaboration on the academic field. And then later on, with the Asian elephant support, with support for the Asian elephant conservation, one of the project that we got the donation of the mobile clinic, which is 4-wheel drive mobile clinic, that we can use this one to treat and help the elephant in the remote area around northern part of Thailand. And also, as you see from here, that was a herpes virus working group meeting that was conducted in Kasetsart University in Hua Hin, that was also supported by Asian Elephant Support. And also one for the veterinarian of the Chiang Mai University, that also was supported by Asian Elephant Support. That person went to several parts of in the northern area to treat and help with the elephant. That's quite successful. And this one, that is also we have a T-shirt that also Asian Elephant Support make it and raise fund to get support for the Chiang Mai University. And also last one, that is from last year, we had the International Elephant Conservation and Research Symposium, and also Asian Elephant Support also support for this work. Apart from this one, I would like to show not just only the thing that we show, but I would like to focus on the work together with Sri Lankan Elephant Network. We had another people like Laos, because Chiang Mai University, we are academic institute, and then there were the PhD students from Laos coming to work together in Chiang Mai, as well as Myanmar. We had conduct several things in the elephant health care, reproduction, welfare, and mobile clinic as well. As I know, you had collaboration together with Thai Elephant Conservation Center with a mobile clinic. In Malaysia, with the Sabah Wildlife Department, we also have the work together with the Borneo Elephant Conservation, with the welfare, and also with the herpes virus. In Indonesia, I went there several times for working together with the University of Gajah Mada for the elephant health care and welfare, and also with the NGO, as well as Taman Safari for the elephant welfare. In Sri Lanka, apart from EU Excellence project, there we work on together with some of the study, and also, as you know, we were working together on transporting Muturaja or Saksurin from Sri Lanka to here. In India, we also have the collaboration in the healthcare, and also with the Nepal, some of the master students coming to study on the elephant welfare. And last year, there was an elephant resurrection project that because we were in Thailand, we had the Elephant Reintroduction Foundation, and we conduct something like an open house, and then later on, that's called for the attraction from the Elephant Conservation Center in Laos and also Myanmar Timber Enterprise, that they have an idea that they want to release some of their captive elephants back to the wild. So they come to the Elephant Reintroduction Foundation to see what's going on, what would be the criteria, and learn something from our project. And then later on, they would like to bring their knowledge back to their own country. And also we are happy to continue to support them. These are from the Asian countries. And later on in Japan, we also have the collaboration together on herpes virus, healthcare, and as well as several workshops. In the USA, we had a collaboration together with Smithsonian Conservation Biology Institute that we published more than 50 articles together with the SCBI and also with the Asian EHV Advisory Group and also with the International Elephant Foundation because we conduct the symposium together with them. From EU, we collaborate together with University of Utrecht to work on herpes virus, on reproduction, health, and genetics. And also we conduct several workshops in Thailand, for instance, elephant health and breeding management 6 times. There were many people from around the world coming to Thailand also to learn, as well as for the symposium and on the IEF last year. And from this photo, you see this is a group of IUCN SSC Asian Elephant Specialist Group. There are many people from around the world. For the members, there are around 80 to 90 members working together. So they change their knowledge, setting up the network. If people want to travel to another country, they host and bringing them to see the conservation project, conservation area. And we will try to moving together. And this was the photo that we took together in New Delhi last year in March. Yeah. So these are what I would like to say. These are the people who try to involve in the conservation of the Asian elephant together. So we would like to share our knowledge and setting up for the network. That's it.
Thank you อาจารย์บิ๊กขอเสียงปรบมือให้หน่อยครับทำงานเยอะมาก So we still have a lot of time. So if you have any questions or discussion or would like to share some of these history, if you were part of it, please feel free at the end. But I would like to again pass the second round of opportunity to Professor Anil because he still got some slide and way forward left. Could you please bring up Professor Anil's presentation? He's got a few more slides to share.
So just to add your Asian Link projects, I mean, we had, I think, quite a number of publications from EU Asia Link project. It is a phenomenal approach, the results, and we are still coming up papers. So we will have one paper very soon with Janine, myself, and Raja about the mass cycles. So we have studied mass cycles of 10 elephant, and the cycles are over 200 cycles. So we have quite a big data set, and we are analyzed and it is ready to publish. It is again actually it is initiation from the Asia Link. So what you should have done when donating, I mean, so this is my thinking that when you are transfer elephants, either you give them or you are taking them, you should have a plan. And we have given elephants, 35 elephants. To get the detail of the 35 elephants sent from Sri Lanka, and I have to seek assistant for Professor Dangol, and we wrote letters, Dangola, and then getting those data was so difficult. We don't know where they have gone. We have started giving them in 1976, according to the data, and then we look at those data, right? So when you are doing so I think it is very important monitoring the well-being of an elephant if you are donated it. So we can say that pre-departure preparation. So if you want to send them for a country, so we want to say that, okay, this country, whether they can, take this elephant, manage them, and what sort of interaction we should have after we donating. Post-arrival monitoring, I mean, that is happening. I think when you are given elephant, the mouth is going, the veterinarian is going with the elephant and stay for a couple of months and come back. But we need, I think, further monitoring until it adapted. And remote monitoring system. So once we given that elephant, now we have, all these latest techniques. We can monitor distantly from these animals, whether they are treated well, they are looking after well, are they, adhering to our guidelines, something like that. And that is very important in future if you are doing any sort of transfer. And the good example probably is the recent, there's a Muthuraja's one. And regular communication and reporting, very important site visits. So it can be done by periodic visit, or maybe we can, have a third party to visit that site and see whether these elephants are doing okay. So that's very important. And local partnerships, I think. So vets in 2 different countries, I mean, they should get together and then work together and, for a same purpose. So that's very important. And many emergency protocols, maybe if you have, we can share with them, all the vets around, between. And long-term welfare planning and culture sensitivity and final accountability is very, very important for whatever the elephant you gifted or maybe you received in there. So what is the way forward then? Development of comprehensive plan in collaboration with all stakeholders to safeguard welfare and well-being of donated elephants. Very important. Even donated elephant, or even if you are thinking of donating elephant or receiving elephant, I think is very important. And train support staff if they are not trained properly. And share knowledge and expertise between the countries and approach. If we don't have any funding, maybe we can approach something like, elephant. There are a lot of volunteer organizations where we can get some funding and then, implement planned activities. So that is final thought of me on this, this thing. And thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to extend the question session for you guys. If you have any question, please go to the microphone. Either it's actually related to the context that Anil, Linda, or Big presentations, or anything related to elephant conservation without borders. Ashoka, please. You can come to that mic, it's the closest one for you.
I thought it is unfair if I don't speak, because Muthuraja's name came up a few times, and I don't represent privately owned elephants who are 90 in number, but I'm proud to say that I'm the one who was instrumental in organizing the private elephant owners together, because these elephants were ill-treated, they did not have no knowledge, no elephant keepers properly trained, no recruitment procedure, all that. Anyhow, about 20 years ago, we established this. Now I'm happy to say I'm seeing results. That's what I mentioned in terms of pododermatitis, which has gone down. Now, the reason why I stood up now is that we all listen to Zoe now and Sharma, all that, and we realized that there are a lot of things in common in terms of culture in the elephants. And here we are talking of elephant exchange also. When you exchange, you sometimes exchange among us. Like for us, for example, we have a problem of maintaining our captive elephant population because we have only 90. Our estimation is that we need about 400 if we are to maintain our culture, of which we are extremely proud of. But the state doesn't seem to be giving this opportunity for us. So elephants coming from outside would be welcome all the time. Now, we must make sure that it's a good idea to exchange, monitor subsequently, all that. But we must also make sure that we will not disturb our relationships that we have had, sometimes diplomatic now, which was long ago, diplomacy was not even heard of. So many, before Christ we are talking of. So we will, while we are not disturbing all that, being diplomatic, learning from each other, sharing knowledge. So this is why I say monitoring is important. Data is important. Now Professor Anil knows how difficult it was for us to get the data of the elephants that we have sent. So when we are exchanging among ourselves, we all have our own cultures. If there are things that does not really match, we are here to sit down, talk. But we must not forget that we are only professionals. We don't own elephants, we don't look after elephants. We are only professionals. So this is a complex situation, and we are trying to here walk on very thin ice. We also, in the middle of all this, we also give elephants to countries that have no elephant culture. There, I think we all have to join hands and see whether something is wrong happening there. So what I want to say in a nutshell is that let us do this, let us progress, let us not disturb each other, let us strengthen the bonding and proceed. But when we give some elephant to a country that are not, in the elephant range, sort of 13 countries, let us pay better attention, because they seem to be having a lot of knowledge, but knowledge on theory. But it is very clear after listening to all this that it is more than the knowledge, it is skill and the practice what is required. So I wanted to highlight all these points, and maybe some of you can comment on it. Thank you. And Muthuraja's story, to complete it, now Muthuraja's ownership changed. The very valuable gift, we all appreciate what Thailand did, and Thai and Sri Lankan link is diplomatic all right now, but it was much, much more than diplomatic before Christ. And this gift could not be managed properly because the chief priest died of that temple. So this younger priest who came from US had to take over, and he had no idea of what elephants are. Therefore the elephant keeper dominated the story, and I don't think there was a proper vet who was attending to this fellow. And it was me who stopped him from going in a perahera one day. And it was from that point that Muthuraja took a different turn. So I'm happy to say I was the one who made decision to stop him while he was parading. I said, this one will not go. And he was not even brought back to the temple. He was treated then and there, but not us, by some other people. This is where the problem is. So responsibility has to be brought in. Accountability has to be brought in. And it is, in a way, I see a lot of positive things in this event. But well, we can talk about it, but I do not know about Muthuraja's health condition, but I'm happy to see him happy here probably. So this is all what I had to say. I like to hear what comments in return. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashoka. I think what you just share with us is very, very important. Of course, on the stage, we have 3 delegates here talking about knowledge, practice, expertise, capacity, how to build young generation of elephant researcher, young vets and professors in the academics, so they can serve, I don't want to call the industry, but elephant conservation family or task force. At least many of you has represented, one of you worked 2 decades, 3 decades until retirement. That is so valuable in terms of human resource investment. You guys did education, you come back, keep practicing whether you are in the zoo, you're in the orphanage center, in a university, working for the government, and these are great examples. But what you just added is so critical as well. The cultural values, the religious values, and the empathy, sympathy, diplomats, and also welfare. So these are something that is sometimes vets and scientists doesn't really have any expertise. So the roles in coordination, in facilitation for something big to happen, like bringing Muthuraja back to Thailand as an example, of course it requires your leadership to change something that is not right. And of course it takes a lot of effort from the Thais through the Minister of Foreign Affairs, to the ambassador, to work with many partners in Sri Lanka before the technical people can actually go in, before the mahouts and the vets can provide health checkups and training. When the crane was built and then the air transport could have been possible. And these are something that shows that only by working together, only by not recognizing any borders or challenges or obstacles, by putting the trust, by personal trust, by you guys knowing each other for many, many years. Otherwise, none of this could have happened. So I think this is just one of the examples that you just added in terms of the Muthuraja's case. And we thank you for that. And if there's anyone who would like to comment on Ashoka's statement, please feel free. Do you have anything to add, Dean?
I agree with Tangolda, as you said, it is sort of, we are showing we can, collaborate, I mean, that's a great example for, so our, understanding each other and we face the, situation. I mean, very important. So in certain time of your, your scientific careers, whatever, you have to make a correct decision sometimes. So we made it, and all help in that process. Our vets, your vets, and our government, your government, and we came to agreement. And then, I mean, so I recently heard that this Kawan, the Pakistani elephant, so they really asked us to bring it back. One it is in Pakistan, but our authority, what I heard was that they were not in favor of bringing it back. Then it is, taken to the Cambodia. But we missed that opportunity to show that, it is our elephant and we should bring it back. And then, if they cannot manage it, but our authorities, I don't know what is the reason for making that decision, but we should have, in my opinion, my personal opinion, we should do the same thing.
Anyone else that has comments and questions, suggestions? Please, Chanta.
Okay, thank you. I have to share thank you for Dr. Charlotte, that you keep the good condition for Laos and Thailand. You invite to work together. Usually now I think it's quite important lesson. We have cooperation for elephant monitoring and some often from domestic captive breeding like that, because now we recommend, we follow the certain recommendation. Lao PDR should do, you can have some wildlife like elephant center for breeding center like that. After that, now we quite have issue by some women elephant conflict from your country across the border like Mekong River. Some on this year they have some killing. Some other people then closely some border side that quite I think we should cooperation for the government or other government together, because if we have management and monitoring and cooperation from the human-elephant conflict issue and elephant population. I think quite to method for good practice and share information together. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other comment from Chachot, Linda? Please go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Mr. Chanton, thank you very much for your comment. And then, okay, we have known each other for a long time, especially during the Asian Elephant Specialist Group meeting. And then when you mentioned this is quite important. It's not only in Laos, but also with some border, like I mentioned earlier, about in Myanmar, and it's especially in Laos, in some area, in the northeast area of Thailand, elephant cross Mekong River all the time, going back. And some elephants, they cross the border. And especially to do something like a crop breeding, cause a human-elephant conflict. And sometimes when we discuss together, okay, if Thai elephant cross the border to kill Lao people and walk back to Thailand, what will be the cause? Who will be in charge for this one? That with something for the story like this. And that is not just only for the Thai and Laos, but also for the Myanmar in the current area. Because of this would be some of the area with no access, even though from the Myanmar side or from Thai side as well. And then some of the elephant, illegal killing, poaching of the elephant, that's happened in this area, even though in Cambodia and in Malaysia as well. So for this thing, I think we try to make some friends for the network. And also, especially, it's called something like a MIC program or minimal monitoring of illegal killing of elephants. That also happened, that we have to monitor, that try to investigate for the poaching of the wild elephant, and then we try to stop that one. Yeah, okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any more hands, comments, questions, discussions? Please, KK.
Sorry, sir. When I was speaking, actually, I had to abruptly finish because my time was over. But I came to the point where the 10,000-year tradition is threatened by the present situation. The present situation, I'm talking about India. We also have the border, sharing, contiguous border with Bhutan, where the animals come on both sides, as well as with Nepal, Myanmar. Our elephants move across. That is not causing much the problem, but the problem is within the Indian country, within the country. Like we have, I already mentioned, 29,000 plus elephants. There is a severe result of climate changes. Many areas, because of climate changes, either there is severe flooding, severe drought, the animals are moving where they were not there in the past. So in new areas, elephants are moving. The people do not know what to do with elephants, so they come in conflict. Particularly tourism is one very bad thing that is happening against India. I have shown one picture where in a tourist resort, a wild tusker came and some tourist people, they had thrown a burned tire on the elephant. So the body of the elephant burned and that tusker, I have shown the picture, the tusker died. A similar incident happened very recently, just 10-15 days before in West Bengal. There a spear with, petrol and some clothes that was thrown on the back of an elephant. The elephant burned and died. So this type of situations are happening, lot of conflicts happening. In 1 year, at least 100 people are dying in my state alone. If you take the whole of the country, at least 500 people are dying. And some 400 elephants are also dying, mostly because of malicious or accidental electrocution, train heats and all that. So the figure, it looks bigger, but I think that is not a comfortable figure. Situation is becoming very poor. So the Asian elephant specialist group, which are active, they are not very active, but still their existence is there. I am also a member of that. But I think we have not done much. And I am also a member of Project Elephant Steering Committee, that is a central government committee. But you know, all these issues cannot be discussed because the central cabinet minister is sitting there. He doesn't have time to listen to you. And when he comes for 1 hour for such an important meeting, things do not get discussed. Only like some of the railway track has to be approved, like that type of see this. So basically, I observe a lack of ownership. Who owns the elephant? So a lot of works are to be done in India, and considering the very importance of India as far as the large population of elephant is concerned, if we can protect elephants in India, I think we can protect elephants, Asian elephants. So I request, this is one side. Then the other side is also, the wild elephant population was increasing from say 90s onward, and it has doubled. But on the other side, human population is also exploding. So conflict is inevitable. We have to do something. But at the same time, what is worrisome is that the captive elephant population is declining. So Ashok shows 3,000 plus captive elephants, but in reality, it has come down to 3,000 because no fresh captures are allowed. So only the calves born to captive mothers are continuing. These are, we call ambassadors of the wild brothers. But we need the captive kunki elephants, trained elephants, to manage our wild elephant population, besides other wildlife. So the government of India should also reconsider the Wildlife Protection Act, which prevents capture of elephants or some part. Maybe at government sector they can do some selective captures from some troublesome herd. So a lot of issues are there. So I request Dr. Titharam to think of the problems in India and like if something can be done. Because when the local people are speaking, government hardly they hear and they allow it go. But if international community speaks that yes, your elephant population is very important, you have to do something. Somebody has to take the ownership. And like you may bring Bhutan, you may bring Nepal, you may bring Bangladesh, together you work. And because we are talking about conservation without boundaries. So that is my...
Thank you, KK. I think just wanted to, thank you. I just wanted to provide some, I think, feedbacks or reflections to your last comment. I think it's very critical. Of course, in terms of projection of conflicts would be more and more severe because wild population is also on the rise, human population is on the rise. So that is quite scary to think about. And of course, it could be the role of IUCN to try to come up with a neutral statement on how to manage wild elephants, or either we can allow capture of surpluses or orphan elephants to bring it to captive population genetic improvements or something like that. So it could be the role of IUCN to liaise with each of the government or member state. I think maybe there's a whole lot more work to do. And of course, your statement on the first part also was very important to think about. And how can we actually work together? Or sometimes it's not working together, sometimes learning from each other. How one country manage HECs, or how can another country learn from the success stories or failures and not to repeat it again, or improve the ways of managing HECs or even captive elephant population cases. If there's no more hands, I would like to invite our panelists to maybe giving the concluding statement. If you have anything left to say or something about very important things in the future that you wanted to share with the audience, for these are the directions that we need to go together in terms of working together, just give us some lights for the future directions, please. Maybe a couple of minutes each.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I think, as Professor Dangolo said, we need badly some captive elephants. And our wild elephant population also increased. And they predicted that we will have over 7,000. And also, in contrary to that, even some of the orphan cows rehabilitated and we sent them back. We fortified the jungle again, the forest. Are we doing the correct thing? So what is the number we can manage? I think these are serious questions. So I mean, as you said, some giving to captive, we have to seriously think. There is a potential, we have to do that eventually. We have to that. So I think, increasing more than our carrying capacity, same time we fortified again with orphan cows, rehabilitate and send it back. So that is strategy, maybe have to think, think twice, and then we need elephants, yes. Why not given to some of the responsible people? That is the way forward. Unless we call the humans, So, elephant population, how can you manage with that?
That's a United Nations issues.
These are serious, issues. Scientifically, you have to get the data and see how can we handle this. So I think that is important.
Dr. Big, please.
Okay, we can see, even though in this room we see the elephant people, the people who work with elephant is not so wide if compared to other animals or compared to something else. So we can see. So, and also our society is quite small. Like we went to several meetings, we went to several conservation area. We see, okay, again, this guy, again and again. So we can see that it's quite small world and small people who work with elephant. And then I would like to keep us there, especially if we look each other, so keep to be our friends and keep networking, because I would like to say that it's one world and we united for our elephant, and we would like to keep it for as long as we can.
Well, stick together, Asian Elephant Task Force. Linda?
Yeah. If you've paid any attention to American politics, you know what an awful mess that is. And there are some statements like, it takes a village and working together. Those aren't just empty words. Those are really something to think about. And that's what this meeting today was about, was working across borders. Elephants are really very intelligent. Sometimes I think they're a lot smarter than us. They don't recognize borders. They look for what they need for their lives, for their offspring's lives, for their species' lives. And they'll work together to get it if they need to. We need to work more with each other. Collaboration is a way to get things done and really make things happen. And if you're a small person, we're a small nonprofit, but we found a niche where we can work fast in emergencies, and we're willing to work with other people. We don't necessarily need to have all the accolades and kudos come to us. We're more interested in actually accomplishing something good. So reach out, be willing to help each other, know that working together can really make a difference, and thank you for everything you do.
Thank you, Linda. So I don't want to try to conclude anything that our three panelists has shared, but just to throw it back to you all that this is just the beginning of the discussion, and it should continue like Linda and Chachot said. You guys should stick together because we need everyone. There's so little of us. We are like endangered breed of people trying to save or generating knowledge to conserve Asian elephants. And then working together without borders, helping each other, sharing, reaching out. At least tell your friends what you do. It may not be important in your view, but just to let others know what you're doing. It could sparkle, it could inspire, it could empower them to do the same thing that you guys are doing. And of course, we need to come back to get together every once in a while to report, to share, to pat each other in the back. If someone is doing a good job, we should cherish that. We should acknowledge. And also try to build the younger generation of armies of young scientists, either mahouts or businessmen or NGOs or professors or veterinarians. So our task force or our armies continues to grow to fight this battle of very challenging issues, both on the elephant side and on the people side as well. So we still have a lot of climate change issue, like KK has brought up. It affected both wild elephants and captive elephants, nutritionally, mentally, welfare, health, and also it affects people as well. So we've got so much challenge to come, and there's no conclusion except we just need to keep going. So I'll give you 15 minutes of your break and socializing time back, because we couldn't really finish 90 minutes. We only used about 75 so far. So I would like to give a big hand one more time to our three panelists, Anil, Chatchot, and Linda. Please, Miss MC.
So thank you so much for all the speakers on the stage, and especially thank you Dr. Boripat Siri Arunraj, the President of the Zoo and Wildlife Veterinary Society of Thailand, was the moderator of Academic Talk Series. And the next, I would like to invite Associate Professor Pante Ratanakon to present the souvenir to our speaker on the stage. So please be in the front. Thank you, Associate Professor Pante Ratanakon. So he's the Secretary of Asian Elephant Foundation of Thailand. And the next, before we run into another chapter, so we would like to all of participants to take a break for 15 minutes, and then we will back here again at 4 o'clock. So we have a present from Mr. Siwapon Dandarananda about the story of Thap Salao. So we're back here around 4 o'clock. Thank you.